Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I'm going through what I melted for last week, which was the week that ended on the 21st of December. So empties first and then the stuff that I didn't empty. I like to do both, not just my empties. So I'm going to get stuck straight into it. I actually was just recording this video and I decided that I've been waffling too much and that I want to speed things up a bit because I've got a bit to get through. So I'm going to jump straight in. I'll do my empties first. So first up, Baby Got Wax the Plastics. This came from the burn book box that she did with a bunch of clamshells and some other stuff. This was my favourite scent from that box. It's just this beautiful heady kind of floral. I know some people don't necessarily love jasmine. And I've had it in blends and I've been a bit, but this was so good. It's probably the only blend I would want to repurchase if this scent was ever available to get. So through really strongly, and unless I say otherwise with everything I've got here, I change out at roughly the 8-hour mark, and if I don't say anything about it, it means that it was still throwing to an extent when I changed it. So really good. If it was available again, I would repurchase. Next, pumpkin parcel scent, Sun-Kissed Mermaid. So starfruit, hibiscus, and something else, I think. It's a nice blend. It's a medium throw. It's a bit of a softer kind of scent. Like if you sort of wanted a floral, a fruity floral that isn't really kind of in your face, it's a not bad choice. Personally, probably wouldn't repurchase. I have other sort of scents from her that I would reach for before this one. But it performed, like I said, sort of medium throw. So not a super strong throw, but you could definitely smell it. Next, so Maple and Wattle Mrs. Jones. So this was zucchini bread, blueberry with lemon and whipped cream swirls or something like that. So definitely a strong blueberry lemon with the zucchini in the background. It was a wax cookie and it was beautiful. Like if you've checked my Instagram, Smell My Melt, I included pictures of the wax pool because it was just this beautiful blue-green shimmery. Nobody does wax pools better than Maple and Wattle, I have to say. Like she's just... they are just the masters of the wax pool. It threw quite strongly, performed really well. It was a really nice scent. I'm not going to say I would possibly repurchase. Like I have other zucchini breads that I like more than this one, personally. That's just a personal preference thing, but I love my Maple and Wattle wax, and it's super accessible because, she's an Australian vendor, and I buy Bath and Body from her as well, so I would potentially grab shots of that here and there just to sort of have it around. Wouldn't buy big quantities. Gotta stop waffling on. I've got a lot to get through. Pumpkin Parcel Angel's Kiss. This came in my advent. I had to go to Google for the notes because she doesn't actually have this one on her website, and it's like a floral perfume. It threw really strongly and it performed really well. It was like a wax brittle, which is why there's still sort of, it's a very green kind of garden floral. Personally, I wouldn't repurchase. It's not really my type of scent, but it was nice and it threw really well. So if she offers it, I'd recommend it, even though I wouldn't repurchase it if that's your kind of thing. Next we have Candles from the Keeping Room, Strawberry Marshmallow Filled Zucchini. So this one's obviously quite a sweet with the marshmallow. I wouldn't say the strawberry was a independently strong note, but it was definitely there. Not as strong in the zucchini as some of her other blends, so whether that's a positive or a minus for you, I don't know. For me, I like the zucchini to play up a little bit more. Like all my Candles from the Keeping Room, it was a strong throw. It was still going. Her stuff lasts forever for me, so it was still going when I changed it out. Probably won't repurchase just because there are other zucchini blends that she does and other strawberry blends that she does that I would reach for before that one. Next, Supertarts Fake and Bake plus Orange Danish. This one I was a little bit disappointed in. I expected to get more throw. Now, look, it might not have been the wax. It may have been me. It might have been my nose. It might have been my warmer. I think I had it in my kitchen warmer, which is a little bit fickle. But it only threw sort of at a medium level. And I don't recall noticing. So on cold, like I really liked it was Fake and Bake, and then you just got a little bit of that sort of orange pastry. But I don't recall picking either of those things up in any particular sort of strength while it was melting. So I've been enjoying this sampler. And this one, look, it was okay, but you know, I don't think if I had more, I probably wouldn't reach for it again. Then we have so Supertarts No One. So this was just like a 1 cube from a clamshell from my Gamer Tarts sampler. This is like her Lord of Misrule dupe plus pink sugar. For most of the melting, it was mostly just Lord of Misrule is what I got. Towards the end, pink sugar came out to play a bit more. So strong, like the strongest melt in my house from that one tiny cube, and it was still going strong at like over 8 hours. So that is what you will probably notice as stuff starts to arrive, that Supertarts has become like my #1 US vendor. And it's just because her blends are amazing and unique, and I've not found anything else that performs as well on so little quantity in my house as Supertarts. Like it blows everything else out of the water. So this one, look, I probably wouldn't repurchase this particular scent again, only because while I enjoyed it, you know, if I'm going to buy a blend with Lord of Misrule, I want to be able to not get more than just the Lord of Misrule, and it took a long time for that to play out. But that said, really strong performer, and I'm really looking forward to, I've ordered Krampus, which is this blend, so No One plus Salty Sea Air, and I'm really looking forward to that because I think that'll just take it sort of next level. So yeah, you know, if you love Lord of Misrule, it's absolutely not a bad choice. But just for me personally, it wasn't different enough to Lord of Misrule to, you know, to buy. Then I melted Sansa, so from the same sampler, which is fresh picked strawberries and picked sugar. Now this one, the pink sugar actually probably was the stronger note. Like it wasn't just pink sugar, like it was definitely a pink sugar blend, but I didn't really go, oh yeah, there's the strawberry. That said, it was really strong, it performed really well. It's, you know, probably not a blend that I must get more of this. Like I've had some, you know, for example, Tormund from the same collection where I immediately needed to buy more. Didn't kind of trigger that same sort of strong desire, but that said, if I had more Sansa, I would definitely melt it. It was nice. It just wasn't one that, you know, really calling my name to buy again. Next we have, so from That Smell Good shop, Blue Ribbon Cookies and Gooey Apple Zucchini. It threw fairly well, performed fairly well. Probably wasn't really a favourite for me. It was very cookies, so Blue Ribbon Cookies was sort of what came out. A bit of the apple, didn't really get any zucchini out of it, which is sort of what I was looking for because I love zucchini bread. So yeah, even though it performed well, not a repurchase for me because just, you know, scent-wise, combo-wise, not really one that I enjoyed that much. Then, empty bag, or unlabeled bag. This was a Supertarts sample. Now, I have to say, I'm still not 100% sure that I've figured out what it was. I posted it on the thread in the Supertarts Facebook group, but I didn't get an answer. But no, actually, smelling that now, so I did a lot of searching. I had a look at some recent band bags over the last few months. Based on the colours, I have a feeling it was Impossible Girl. And Impossible Girl is cappuccino, birthday cake, and cotton candy. Now, look, me smelling this, and when it was melting, I would not say that that was what it was. However, in some ways it kind of fits. Like, when it was melting up, it kind of made me think a bit of like grape soda, but I think that's potentially the birthday cake and the cotton candy, because candy can be quite versatile depending on what it's in. And I definitely got kind of a creamy bitterness from it too, so, which is often what my nose gets with sort of coffee type blends. So, I mean, I could be wrong, and I would accept that maybe it was an Impossible Girl and it was something completely different, because it is it's a strange blend to my nose, to be honest. Like, it's very, very unique and just not like anything I think I've melted before. So that said, and it was really strong, performed really well. I guess I'm happy to leave it as a mystery, because while, look, I enjoyed it, it was nice, it wasn't one that I'd be rushing out to repurchase again. It just didn't sort of wow me or grab me, but my curiosity, I really want to know, was it Impossible Girl or was it something else? Next, Supertarts Mermaid. So, kind of kicking myself a little bit that I did not get any of this at Wax Wednesday. I'll have to keep an eye out and get some when it next comes up, whenever that may be, because this is... Look, when I first the first time I melted it, I don't think I was paying much attention, because I just sort of went, oh yeah, that's a nice kind of green grassy, ocean, like sort of watery scent, but nothing super special. But I've melted it again, and it is probably one of my favorite melts of that type. So it's got orchid, watercress, rain, I think. I might just be reeling off random words, but they ring bells. It's definitely floral. It definitely smells like, being like lagoon side or something, with lots of sort of, wet mossy greens, and it's so good. And so the first time I did, and I've learnt now with Supertarts, I don't need to overdo at all, because the first time I melted it, maybe that was part of my problem. I did half of this scent shot, which is, typically what I will do. This time around though, I took the other half, I split it in half again. So I went quarters, and it was the strongest melt in my house by far. And it was still throwing like an absolute beast when I changed it out at the 8-hour mark. So it's for this tiny amount of wax that I use, that is just crazy. So, like her wax, I don't know any vendor that performs as well as her wax does in my house. So yeah, definitely love this scent. Will repurchase it as soon as I'm able. Really good. Next we have Empire Alchemy Zephyr by the Sea. So this was an experimental from April, and this, I'm sort of sad to see it go. I'm going to have to beg her to make some more once the weather starts getting warmer in the US, I think. Because I think it's the baby's breath, but it's just got this beautiful floral... It is floral, but it isn't. It's not a floral like anything else I've had. It kind of reminds me of melon, but it's not melon. It's beautiful and refreshing and uplifting, and it throws really, really well, like a really strong throwing melt. And it's just one of my absolute favorites. So I decided I've been trying to clear things out, and I didn't want to, hoard, but I want more. Next we have Kay's Emerald Agave. So I went through a lot of my really beautiful, fresh outdoors type scents this week. And this is another one, sort of, I feel like those three, even though they're quite different, so Emerald Agave, Mermaid, and Zephyr by the Sea, I think I had them all running at the same time, because while they are quite different scents, they all have that sort of fresh aquatic type of note, if that makes sense, and all just really beautiful. I think I left the house for a little bit, came back and just went, holy crap, my house smells amazing. So this is another one that I will restock as soon as I can. It's a bit smoother than the others, a bit more kind of watery than the others, but No, really, really nice and threw really well. And, you know, definitely I'm plotting to repurchase that one. Geo and Turner Fuzzy Navel. So, sample from Geo and Turner. Look, this just smells like a really sweet orange. It was a sort of, I'd say medium throw, like I could smell it, but it wasn't, you know, blasting the house out or anything like that. Maybe medium strong. Performed quite well. Really nice scent. Not grabbing me to repurchase though. Then this one is going to be a repurchase for me. So Baby Got Wax Sexy Beach. So Sex on the Beach. Really strong performer. Smells just like the cocktail. So it's, you know, fruity and, you know, smells like a, you know, really nice, you know, summer cocktail drink. I've melted this a few times now. It's definitely my go-to when we have warm weather. So I think when she's got a Boxing Day sale coming up, I think I will have that on my list. Wax Apotheca, which is Herba Apotheca Love Potion. I don't know the notes to this because they're kind of tricky to find now because I think she was winding up the business. I'm not sure if she did or not in the end. But it's really nice. It kind of reminds me of like, you know, like a, you know, you go to sort of like an alternative market or festival or something, and like it's not incense and it's not patchouli, but that might be there. I think there's some rose and stuff, but it just smells like a bunch of sort of essential oils and really like nice things. So, you know, a really, really nice blend. I don't think I can get, and it performed strong throw, I think it was. I don't think it's possible to get again because I think she's closed down now, but I would contemplate it if it was available. Next, Pumpkin Parselberry Mermaid. So this was like mint, like I think peppermint and ocean type notes. Mostly just sort of getting a sweet peppermint on cold. It didn't perform super well for me. So I've had this, I think it was a sample, and I've had it sitting around for a little while. Yeah, I'd say it was sort of a light medium throw. I didn't really kind of pick it up as I was walking through the room that I had it in. So it wouldn't be a repurchase, because I'm not a huge peppermint fan. And yeah, it didn't perform amazingly. Then we have Maple and Wattle Rainbow Bay. So this one, I believe, is related to, it's got pink champagne in it. So another one of my favorites from her, Mermaid Champagne, has a similar sort of scent. So they were kind of similar, but Mermaid Champagne is more, I think it's got sort of ocean notes to it, whereas this is just sort of fruity, zesty drink, like champagne and tropical fruits. It's really nice, throws really well. I think I will repurchase some more of that when I can. Performed quite well. Then we have another one from Maple and Wattle, Summer Fresh. So this was like watermelon fairy floss, and it pretty much just smells like watermelon candy to me. It was strong, it was nice, it was quite refreshing on a warm day. Probably won't repurchase just because it's not really a me type of scent. Yeah, there's other sort of refreshing summer scents that she does that I would gravitate to before that one. Nearly done with the empties, and then onto the stuff that I didn't empty. So Mad Scents Black Rose and Oud. This is a favourite fragrance oil of mine. I love the smell of black rose, and the oud just gives it that, you know, yeah, that deep sort of spicy woodiness. Really, really beautiful. So I think I will get some more of those from her the next time I stock up. Mad Scents, so I did 2 of Rainforest, which is like one of my favourite fragrances. It really does make me think, it reminds me of a rainforest, like it's, you know, green and damp and a little bit woodsy, but it's floral too. I love this one for, you know, if we have hot weather and the house gets really musty because we've had it closed up, and then when we open up the house when the weather cools down, you know, I just really want to freshen up, particularly the bedrooms, but also play in with that weather change. And I'm not a big one for laundries and things like that. I prefer outdoorsy scents for that type of thing, and this is like one of my go-tos. So really good, throws really well. Probably does start to die off before the 8-hour mark, but you know, that's okay. So I've got quite a few more of those, but I think I will, when I run out, I will repurchase. So next we have, so of the things I did not finish, so Wicked from L3 Waxy Wonders, which is Brainstorm, White Tea and Ginger. So I really enjoyed this one. It threw really well. It was quite strong. Was still throwing when I changed it. Yeah, White Tea and Ginger I've had in other things from her before. And I think I've had Rainstorm and things from her before as well. So, yeah, it is a bit of a cologne type scent to me. You know, I could definitely sort of picture this in a perfume. The ginger's, you know, it's not like that it's a really gingery kind of blend, but it's just, how do I describe it? Look, if you smell either of those two types, Rainstorm or White Tea and Ginger, then I think you'd probably have a good idea of what this would smell like. But no, it's really nice. It's a maybe repurchase. Like, it performs really well, and I really did enjoy it. I don't know if it was like good enough for me to go back for more, but I'll definitely enjoy melting what I've got. Next, so Pink Sugared Violets from Candles from the Keeping Room. I love this one. Really strong performance. It was still throwing when I changed it out earlier. Definitely can tell it's got pink sugar in it, and even though I'm kind of getting over pink sugar, it was, the violets just took it somewhere else. So definitely a unique sort of scent in my collection. It went really well with, I had some sort of, you know, quite spicy bergamot-y type scents running elsewhere in the house, a woody type scents, and it went really well with those. So I've got quite a bit left, but I definitely would repurchase that. It performed super well. Then we have so Vintage Chic Scents, The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. So copper coconut, warm vanilla sugar, fresh laundry blended with sweet sponge sugar, fluffy marshmallows, and a whisper of nag champa. It threw quite well, so it was quite a strong throw, and it was still throwing when I changed it. All I got out of it, there's a lot of notes in there. I really just got like that laundry with a little tiny bit of sweetness. Yeah, so would not be a repurchase for me because I'm not a huge fan of that laundry, that sweet spun laundry suds sort of scent that she does. It's too kind of cleaning producty for me. I'm not a big fan of that. Like, it was okay, but yeah, I would not repurchase. I was really hoping, a couple of times on cold I got the warm vanilla sugar, and I was really hoping that would play out warm, but it just didn't. Then we have L3 Waxy Wonders Patchouli Rain and Newt Scamander. So this was a custom I made, and it is one of my favorites. I love it so much. It's got that sweet, it's got rainforest sugarcane, which is quite a sort of, I find it sort of a sweet rainforesty type blend. The patchouli rain just amplifies the sort of the atmospheric kind of outdoors in the rain, in a rainforest with a bit of earth. It's amazing. Really strong throw. I think maybe I'll have to do another round of cuss, even though I'm not even halfway. I'll have to get some more in a round of customs, because this is just, you know, it's kind of up there like these when, you know, warm weather, when it's warm and wet and a bit humid, these are the sorts of scents, that rainforesty type scents, and that one is a favorite. Next, so Maple and Wattle the Barons. So this one I've used before, and I've got a couple of clams because I love it so much. I think it was like spiced orange, frosted winter berries, and cedarwood, and maybe patchouli. Can't remember. Can't smell patchouli in it. It's definitely like an orange spice scent. I actually didn't think I would love this one, but it's so good. I think it's maybe the cedarwood and stuff that just take it somewhere else. Really, really strong throw, so performs really well, lasts really long time, really unique to my collection. Yeah, just really good. Love that one. Will want some for winter, like it's going to be a great winter scent. Then Pumpkin Parcel, the Undead. So this one is meant to smell like a graveyard. This one has bergamot, dried flowers, I think, some spices and some other stuff. And this one is amazing. Yeah, so I had these two on at the same time, and while they're kind of different in some ways, the type of spice in them, that kind of, yeah, they tied together really well. So, and this one was really, really strong, like probably the strongest in the house at the time and through for ages. Love it. We'll get more when I finish off that clam. Definitely a favorite scent of mine. Then we have Pumpkin Parcel Scents Aquarius. So I know this one's got some mandarin, really pretty, if you can see, some mandarin, marine notes, some woods and patchouli. You know, it's definitely kind of meant to be a mossy kind of marine, like aquatic scent, but with a little bit of citrus. And it's just like, you know, like sitting on the earth near a rain, like a waterfall or something. It's really nice. I'd say medium strong, like I could definitely smell it, but it wasn't like a crazy strong thrower, but it was still going when I changed them out. Would repurchase. Home stretch, sort of. So Starfruit, Mango, Ginger Ale, Island Heat from L3 Waxy Wonders. So this is another one I think I will need to custom, because I love it. I'm really silly. I had 2 bunts and I sent some away in a destash, I think just to add some, and now I'm regretting it because this is a summer scent. Like I'm only going to want this in summer. It's ginger ale, but it's got this really deep kind of tropical fruit kind of thing going on in it too. It throws really strongly for ages. It's a really great performer, and it just screams summer. So definitely one of my favourite ginger ale scents. Then we have, and this one, the label, got to tie it back up. So from Satin Susie Scents, so this is a steampunk cupcake in Fizzy Pump Mint Mojito with a pineapple overpour. The pineapple is definitely the strongest part of that, because the embeds are quite small, but they're there. They just kind of, you know, add a little bit to it. So I really enjoy that blend. I don't know if I would make it again, but I'm enjoying using it, particularly through the summer. Next we have Maple and Wattle Supernatural. So this one is like smoked vanilla, pumpkin pie, whipped cream, I think. And on cold, I was really nervous about it. It's really pretty wax chunk because it's got that kind of spicy pumpkin. Cold is what comes out most. But on warm, it just warmed up into this absolutely amazing, really strong, kind of creamy pumpkin. It's hard to describe it. You know, there's a couple of other pumpkin blends like it that I've tried before, not the same, but sort of similar. And yeah, my only beef is just like, because the wax is sort of sticking up, these bags just don't, yeah, for reuse. So I'm going to have to take that bag, which is a bit annoying, but anyway. So yeah, love this one. Would repurchase it. Smells amazing. Through really well. Just absolute winner. I think I will, you know, for autumn when the weather starts cooling down, that's going to be amazing. Then L3 Waxy Wonders Cream Soda Watermelon Lemonade Fizzy Pop. So again, another really nice one for summer. Yeah, so all of the notes I think play out in there. It's definitely a fizzy blend, but it's got a little bit of everything. I do enjoy it. I don't know if I'll repurchase it. but it's not like I would not melt. Like I've got more to get through. It will probably take me a while sort of, because it's not one I'm going to reach for a crazy amount. It is quite a strong performer. But yeah, like it's not like I really need to have, I wouldn't be sad if I didn't have this in the house, but you know, it's nice. So maybe if, you know, if I saw it come up on sale or something, I'd get it. Then we have, nearly finished, I promise, Maple and Wattle Clueless. So this was, I think, this is a wax donut, and it had like orange peel, sugar crystals, and I think some berry fruits. And I definitely get kind of an orange sort of scent off that. I'll admit, when I put this one in, I was not in the room that it melted, so I can't actually say a lot about it, unfortunately. I should have paid more attention. So yeah, I don't really remember it, but I think that was my fault. So we'll see how that goes next time. And then we had Dessa's Homespun Scent Strawberry Lemonade. So this one, you know, smells like a very kind of sweet, kind of artificial strawberry and lemon. I don't mind it, and it threw really well. Like it performed, I didn't use much, and it performed really well. I think I will blend it with like an effervescent scent next time, because I think it just needed some fizziness. Don't know if I'd repurchase it. Ebony Violet Night at the Beach, so salty sea air, s'mores, and toasted marshmallow. This one was kind of interesting. Every time I walked in the room, and every time I smell it cold, to be honest, it kind of varies between whether I get salty sea air or whether I get s'mores and toasted marshmallows. So at the moment, I'm definitely picking up more of the s'mores than the toasted marshmallows. But sometimes the salty air just wafts through quite strongly. So I've tried other sort of beach night blends before, which is similar. I think this was probably my favorite, so I actually probably would repurchase this. It threw quite strongly, which some of them don't for me, and just because it, you know, it kind of had that variability to it. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. I think I would repurchase that. Last two. So Empire Alchemy Mangonada, so mango, peach, lemon, orange, and chili pepper. This one is interesting. Like, I think the mangoes and the peach and the lemon just kind of create a fruity scent that I haven't sort of encountered before. That said, I would say it was probably only a light to medium thrower in the house. So for that reason, I probably wouldn't repurchase, which is a shame, because on cold, it smells really intriguing and like it would be really different and good. And it was nice, but yeah, I don't think it threw enough for me. And then finally, cherry margarita popsicles, so black cherry, lemon, lime juice, vodka, and tinge of sea salt. And this, look, on cold, I was scared, and I think it sat there for a long time for that reason, because it comes out very cherry and very kind of artificial cherry. On warm, that changed. So on warm, it was a lot more like a sort of margarita drink. I didn't get much cherry at all, actually. It was a medium throw. So I'll enjoy melting the rest of it, but probably not one I liked enough to get again. So that is it. That is everything I melted last week. I need to learn how to talk less, I think, because these videos just take too long for just a week of melts. I just love talking about wax. So thank you for watching. And I don't know if I'll be recording again before Christmas. So if I don't, have a great Christmas. And if you get a break, that's great. Sorry, I'm losing words. Yeah, have a fantastic Christmas if I don't speak to anyone before then. Bye.